During the first year of the Gurdjieff work, we were told to practice one exercise daily when we wake up. Every morning for 20 minutes, preferably at the same time of day. We sit and we observe ourselves in a very elementary way, without any analyzing. We sit with both feet firmly planted to the floor, our back upright, our palms face down on our legs. Eyes don't need to be closed, but we're going to be looking using our mind's eye, our mind's camera. So we'd want to do whatever is comfortable in order to not be distracted by anything in the room. We take deep breaths. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. And we do this a few times. And we feel how this relaxes our muscles. We observe which muscles and tendons on which body parts we've been holding in tension. Perhaps we even see it as these parts holding tension, not so much as something we put into place, but we just observe. We don't analyze, we just observe. In the simplicity of relaxing our muscles. And then we'll do something like a physical inventory. We focus first on our right arm, coming from the shoulder to the bicep, the elbow, the forearm, the wrist, the hand, back of the hand, pinky, ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, thumb, the palm of the hand. And we observe in our mind's eye how the palm of the hand connects with our thigh. We observe our thigh. We observe our kneecap. We observe our shin, the buttocks, the underside of the thigh, the underside of the knee, the calf muscle, the ankle, the heel, top of our foot, the way it slopes down, our big toe, our middle toe, our pointer toe, our middle toe, our ring toe, and our pinky toe. See if you can do it down to the nails of each toe. And I'll just do the last two. The ring toe. See if you can hold the toenail in your mind's eye with the toe connected to the foot, connected to the ankle, up the leg, connected to our pelvis area, our torso, and so on. And we come back down to the pinky toe. and it's very small. We've seen it. We can recall this image, or we can use our imagination to view it as it is right now. You might even say you can remote view your pinky toe. And then just release that. And focus on the sole of the feet coming into contact with the ground, the firmness of the ground, and how that extends over to the sole of our left foot. Around, you can go around the sole, sort of the base, starting at the heel, tracing in our arch, that instep, that outer area. We see our pinky toe, our ring toe with its toenails, the middle toe, the index toe, and the big toe, all accounted for, all present. And we go up to the slope of the top of the foot, and we notice how this meets the ankle. Front of the ankle. Notice how the front of the ankle has a different quality to it than the back of the ankle. We come up the calf muscle. We go around to the front of our bony shins. We notice the difference in quality between the front of the leg and its boniness, and the back of the leg and its fleshy, meaty, perhaps fattiness. And we don't judge, we just observe. We observe, we come up the back of the knee, sort of that arch shape of the back of the knee. We just keep creeping up to the back of our thighs, our left buttock, our waist, pelvic area, our genitalia, left hip, side of our left thigh, our kneecap. Make sure we visualize these things, and then come back up to the torso. As we do this, we let any tension go. We tell the body, let go. You're free to release. You're free to observe. You're free to release. If you have trouble releasing, or you release and it just tenses up again, and that's frustrating, just observe. There's no sense in enforcing anything here. This is an observation exercise. But the more relaxed we are, the more we're able to observe. Let's come up the sides now of our rib cage. Let's visualize our rib cage, our armpits, the back of the left bicep, the left elbow, the left forearm, the difference in qualities between the front and the back of the forearm, the difference in quality between the front and the back of the hand, the meeting of the hand, the palm, and the left thigh. And we come back up to our left shoulder. The left shoulder blade. Come to our the inner length of our shoulder that meets the neck. We feel our chest, our throat, our neck muscles. See if we can go to the spine in our neck and go down to the middle of our back with the spine, to our lower back with the spine, to our rear pelvic area with the spine, and see how that meets and where it terminates, where it ends there, where our spine ends. And then let's shoot back up to where the spine begins, or you could say ends, depending on where you're starting from. But we're at the top of the head, where we have all these nerves and neural connections. So busy taking care of processes that we are not fully conscious of. But we try to observe them. Let's go to the top of the head with our hair. Notice that every hair has its own follicle. Maybe you received a haircut recently, maybe it's been a while and you need a haircut. Observe the way those hairs feel. Maybe they're tickling your face, or maybe they're off your face. And you can simply feel them if a breeze were to blow in the room. Let's go down to our forehead. Let's go down to the space between our eyes, our eyebrows. Our nose, tip of our nose, our nostrils, that part above the lip. It's sort of a valley between our nose and our lip, right in the center. And let's just stay in that place for a minute. Perhaps you can feel the breath of your nose in that area. Perhaps we notice a smell, an odor that we hadn't smelled before. Perhaps a tickling of the nose hairs. Let's stay in that area right above the lip. Let's acknowledge our jaw, and how significant our jaw muscles are, how easily they may clench during the day from a number of things, but we're just observing our jaw now. Is it clenched? Can we tell it to unclench? Can we tell the rest of the muscles in our face, being aware of the cheekbones, the cheekbone area, the area around the eye, the chin, the nose, the area behind the eyes, forehead, the area between the ear and the temples themselves, down our jaw, down to our chin, down our neck, around to the back of our backs. Take a few more deep breaths. If we can, we try to hold all these images in connection with each other. And this is what the Gurdjieff work calls for in the first year. The daily sitting consisted of this: observing. The hope is that it gets perhaps easier to relax with practice, perhaps with familiarity. One may notice how a new familiarity arises with this daily practice. If we think of things that do not have to do with this practice during this time, we gently pull our mind back to the breath, into putting our mind's eye on our body. It may be useful to start in the forehead or the top of the head and try to feel that area and try to picture it in your mind's eye. It might be useful where the palms of the hands meets the thighs. Let's take a minute to acknowledge the current of electricity that flows through us. The current that is pulled from the earth. The current that our heads pull from the atmosphere. The current that our hearts generate by beating however many times they beat a minute. And I think that's a good time to stop. Thank you all. We'll see you in the next video.